But there's another part that I want to get into. I mean, I did some work and I was trying. It was so crazy. I got distracted with so much of the opening monologue that I couldn't even think of like news or no news because there was just so many gosh darn stories. But let's not bury the lead here. And really, I mean, I don't even know how to go in, but we'll start in slowly, and we'll say that another person, another black male, killed by the police in Minnesota during the George Floyd Derek Shaw trial. The young man's name was Dante Wright, and this was the interesting thing to me. Two things actually. It was a female officer who shot and killed him, and then the other alarming part was she claimed that she meant to go for her taser, but she went for her gun. And so with that confusion, I guess in the moment, she shot and killed another young man. So I'll throw it to you first, and then we'll see how this goes because it might get spicy up in here. I turned on the AC just in case. So let's see what you got.
Okay, so
there's a lot to unpack here.
There's a lot to unpack. A lot. So they stopped him for expired tags. That's the first thing they did. So first they were pulling him over for expired tags, and then he kept driving for about 5 to 10 minutes longer when the lights behind him. Supposedly he didn't feel safe, and he went to a more public area. So right there, as a police officer, if I'm trying to get you to pull over and you're driving for 10, 15 more minutes, that's kind of alarming and a red flag already. So whatever. Let's say this young man said he didn't feel comfortable, or with the girlfriend says that he didn't feel comfortable, so he's gonna keep driving. Okay, whatever. So now the cops are already approached kind of like halfway, like, hey, I don't know what's going on here. Why does he keep driving for 10, 15 minutes? So then they approach the car, guys on the side, making sure, because you don't know what can happen. Guy kept driving, so they walk up to the car and they say, whatever, you have expired tags, your registration is expired, whatever. I think it's expired registration. So they tell him to come out the car. They run the plates. They run his tag. He has a warrant for his arrest for the expired tags registration. They tell him, hey, look, you're under arrest. Homeboy in the video, if you haven't seen it, go look it up. In the video, the first cop's already there, about to handcuff him. The woman comes over with the body cam, goes to assist in the arrest. Homeboy, then Dante Wright, goes and resists arrest. And he fights the cops, gets into the driver's seat. At that point, what most people don't understand is that's all bang, 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 bang. When you're trying to arrest somebody and they pull away from being handcuffed and jump into the driver's seat and then leaning over to the passenger seat, you don't know what's going to happen at that point in time. So the woman who says she's going for the taser, takes out her gun, shoots the young man and kills him. I'm gonna this first and foremost, she should be fired. She should lose her pension because she's been on the force for 26 years or 28 years, something like that. The fact that you don't know the difference between your a taser and a handgun is unacceptable. But the whole thing is instigated by homeboy resisting arrest and getting into the car. All you had to do was, I've been pulled over for registration. My license is being suspended. I just put my hands behind my back, went to get a ticket, went to the cell, the holding, whatever, in the station. I was there for 30 minutes, and I was out and on my way. So all he had to do was just get arrested, say, hey, listen, we're going to have to take your car, impound your car, go to the station, give you a ticket, make sure you don't have any warrants anywhere else, write you a ticket. We're going to hold on to your driver's license, and you get it back when you go to the DMV. And then, we'll just go to proceedings like that. But no, for whatever reason, he decided to resist arrest, pull away from the cops, jump into his car, lean over to the other side of towards the passenger side. All this, you don't know what's happening. And from the outside looking in, everybody thinks it's going to be like a calm, collective, oh, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. You're not there in the moment. You don't know when you're walking up to a car what's going to happen. And then there's a lot of misnomers with the statistics which we could get into. But I want to hear your thoughts on the whole thing, and then we could go from there.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into the statistics, but this is my thing. Okay, first of all, yes, it's bang bang, right? So I get that adrenaline, a bit of confusion. There's a franticness, but you know, your boy right now has been trying to understand guns, right? And I believe like guns now should be like fire extinguishers. If there's a fire, you should know how to use a fire extinguisher.
Mhm.
The way this country is going, you might want to know how to unload and load a magazine. You might want to get like some gun etiquette. That being said, I think it's very bad looking on her that she's been in the force for 20 plus years and still doesn't know the difference of the weight
For sure.
of the weapon. Okay, because I held a gun. And I literally, I don't know if he's listening out there. Shout out to Surf City, Tabby's dad. But he literally, when we went to Oklahoma, he was like, "Look, feel the gun." And I felt it. It felt super light because it was a Glock. He put the magazine in there, and all of a sudden, there's a huge difference. I've never really held. I've held the shitty tasers that you hold on the sides. They have like that gun, that yellow looking one that shoots out. I doubt it's that heavy. Also, muscle memory, right? Like if you're a righty, isn't your gun on your right side? Like what in the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like I get bang, bang, bang. But first of all, this is another thing that I wanted to bring up too. I've been in the bar business a long time, okay? And I'm not trying to correlate bartending with being a police officer. But what I'm trying to correlate is when shit is crazy, okay? And I've been in restaurants and I've been in bars where it's fucking so nuts, bro, and you're sweating so bad and you're so scared and nervous that you almost want to quit. So dealing with that high stress environment, eventually you get used to it. It's called being in the weeds, right? That's just bartending. Everybody that I've ever worked with, they've always been nervous. You couldn't even imagine how people tank, bro. I swear to God, I see them. I'm one of the coolest cats in the building. Right now, I'm not saying that would have made me a cooler cat, but I got calm nerves. What I'm trying to correlate is that you've been in the force 20 years. How many arrests have you made? Well, a lot. You still don't know what side your gun is on? You still don't know how to apprehend a guy? I mean, shucks, this is not me advocating for police violence, but damn, take out the gun and pop him beside the head. Take out your baton, pop him beside the head. Like, do so. I mean, why are we grabbing and shooting? Right? Another thing, we're worried about assault rifle bans in this country. When are we going to start worrying about whether or not police should be, like, should we make different task force? Like, should there be a highway patrol where you can't, I mean, this thing is so huge. I'm not saying that cops shouldn't have guns, but I'm getting worried about them having guns. Because not only that, the guy in ATL, right, that shoot the dude at the Wendy's, he said the same shit. I meant to reach for my taser. Again, your taser's on your left side, bro. Not on your right side. Grabs the taser, shoots the guy. Bang, bang. Again, it happened quick. But what I don't understand is a lot of these guys are in tussles, right? You got a body armor. You got cuffs. You got magazine. Like, you got so much shit. I feel like police are scared. Why did you take the job if you're scared? Where's the training at? I mean, like, it's same thing for me. Like, I'm a righty, bro, and I'm huge in muscle memory because muscle memory for me, like, empties out my bandwidth so I can put more stuff in there. There's no way you don't know this is your gun. There's no way. There's no way. I get bang, bang. Like, you still see it. You feel it. Like, I know the adrenaline is pumping, but I mean, and I know you're saying, you know, reaching over, grabbing over. Look, the fear of getting shot makes you do crazy shit. But at the same time, bro, the numbers are just getting ridiculous, bro. Everybody's getting shot.
Not
right?
really,
And then you bring in,
that's a whole nother thing.
Well, we're talking to, okay, how about this? The news is constantly showing us police shooting people. Forget if they're white or black.
Because that's the medias are an assholes and they're just driving fear mongering. More civilians kill cops than cops kill civilians. That's a known fact.
Okay, that's a statistic that it real. I understand that. But what I don't understand is why are police not handling situations without like better discretion is my concern.
But all right, so they're in a lose-lose situation. So let's say, right, if homeboy, first of all, let's start over. First of all, people need to understand how to get arrested.
I was gonna say that too. Agreed. There's a guy, his name is Pot Law. He's on Instagram. Follow him because he literally tells you, shut the fuck up. get
Yeah,
arrested, and worry about it later. Right?
exactly.
Like, you got to survive the altercation. But
That's
continue.
it. There's too many times. Okay, it's 2 times in my lifetime. 2 times I've had cops draw guns on me. First time, I was running out of the building because it was pouring rain. I was running to the ATM to get cash because a shorty was coming over. And in that time, the block used to be hot. So I run out the house, I run out the building, full speed on some like, and 3 cop cars come and catch me in the corner. All draw guns on me. And they all go, "Why are you running?" I had my hands up. I kept them up. Then fucking nothing. They came up. They put my hands behind my back and said, "What are you doing? Why are you running?" I said, "I'm running to the ATM to get cash." And they said, "Oh, okay." And they let me go.
Okay, hold on. Before you finish on that, you don't think that's fucking alarming, though, bro?
It is alarming, but what I'm saying is,
That's profiling.
but
Just because a guy is fucking running, we gotta get 3 cars on him. Because I was there with you, bro. NYC in the pit of that shit was fucking ridiculous, bro.
But what I'm saying is, what if I would have ran after they rolled up on me, or if I would have put my hands in, or if I would have tussled with them, I would have got cracked in the head, or something would have could have happened to me, right?
You would have got shot.
So now another situation was, I was coming out of my apartment and I had a camcorder, and the camcorder was like this long. It was like, it looked like this, like a battery pack. It was long, so like the way I was holding it was kind of like that.
And black in the dark.
It was black and in my hand, and I had like it on my side.
Looks
so
like a gun.
And they jumped out the car and they pointed guns at me and said, "What the fuck's in your hand?" And they was like, "Don't raise your arm." And guess what I didn't do? Didn't raise my fucking arms. I left it down. They came up, approached me slowly. I didn't do any fucking stupid movements. They came, they took it out of my hand, and it was a fucking camera charger. And they was like, "All right, no problem." And they went on their way. But why can't people?
That's 197?
Exactly.
I don't mean to laugh. Those motherfuckers were hot on that block, bro.
But my thing is, why couldn't it just, the kid would have got arrested and just went to the fucking booking, got his ticket for driving with expired tags. Nothing happens. There's never an instance where somebody is just walking or just sitting. It's rare. It's very, very rare. That the cop just rolls up on somebody and just shoots them just for them walking. It doesn't work like that. That's fighting.
Not entirely true. That's not entirely true.
Show me where somebody just walking and they just shoot them for no reason, just for being black. Majority of the time, 95% of the time, 95, 96% of the time, they're resisting arrest. They're telling you, "Suck my dick, I ain't doing shit." Fighting, resisting arrest, and escalating the situation.
Yeah.
And people don't want to hear that. And that's the annoying part that I have with these athletes or celebrities or any public figure or even the news. Listen, homeboy fucked up. Homegirl fucked up. Should she be fired from her job, lose her pension? Yes. But let's not lose sight of us people, the people, civilians. We need police. So this whole notion of defund the police is not what needs to happen. It's not need to happen.
Look, first of all, we'll piggyback that because we need to talk about that as well. Crime has risen in actual places that have been using that slogan more and more and more. Mm-hmm. Okay. Not only that, police that have been on the force for a long time are retiring at an alarming rate.
Yeah, because they're like, fuck this.
Right.
But it's a lose-lose situation.
With the situation, right? Who's going to want to be a cop now?
Exactly.
Right? Now, you got all the vets retiring. You got nobody bringing in new. We got defund the police. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I mean, New York is on fire. Okay.
We need to stop doing, but that's the thing. We need to stop.
Well, we got to look at the facts. Yeah, and I think that when we talk, you're practical. It makes sense. I get it, right? But what I'm saying is, okay, everything you said is correct. But the problem is that these guys are supposed to be trained not to kill you.
But that's the issue, is that they're not trained good.
That's a problem. That's a fucking problem. And I think that's where the blurred line is, right?
Exactly.
People don't know how to articulate like, yo, we're tired of people getting killed at the hands of police because of shitty training. I mean, I don't know if this stat is like 100% right, but it's kind of right. Some of these guys only have to not service their weapon, but hit marksman training once a year.
Yeah.
Are you fucking crazy? You literally have a deaf camcorder, like because you said, or charger on your side, you should be a fucking marksman all the time. You should be hitting the range all the time. You should be looking. You should be training more and more and more and more. One of my biggest gripes with this whole situation is, okay, let's say the police, even if it's 20 years, they're still kind of nervous doing their job because obviously, it's a dangerous
every day
job.
Could be your last day.
Bill Maher just said it's not even in the top 10 of most dangerous jobs in America. There's a statistic to back that up. Okay, but shouldn't we be starting to look at maybe retired military guys so that they can make a transition back into the community, getting these dudes into the building, right? Like, why are we not getting, former veterans into the police force? We're getting guys, listen, the consensus is there's a lot of action junkies. There's a lot of mentally unstable dudes that apply for becoming police officers, get the fucking job, and they end up
Also,
being
too, the job. But
even my man Derek. Derek had a fucking long list, and excuse me, he's not my fucking man. I should change that shit. Homeboy Derek has a long list of fucking like police corruption, basically of beating fucking suspects, handling arrests crazy. Like, this is not just a small thing. The thing is like fucking Minnesota has a huge problem. That's
the issue that they should have. That's so like we could break it down into layers. So like people get PTSD. So cops, like, one thing is that people still don't understand too with cops, and I sound like I'm defending them solely, but I'm not. Cops, suicide, you call the cops. Robbery, you call the cops. You got a roommate who doesn't want to leave your house, call the cops. Domestic violence, call the cops. Child abuse, call the cops. Murder, call the cops. Everything is call the cops. Cops. We don't have a specific like task within. So if somebody has a child abuse situation, why isn't there child abuse people who
a unit specifically to respond to child abuse?
Yeah, sex special, you have all these.
That's something that we got to start looking at. Yeah. I agree with you 100% on that.
Because you have like some of these people who, let's say they do a traffic stop, and their partner gets killed because they fucked up and didn't back up the partner in the right way. Now that's a psychological thing that messes with somebody.
But you also got to look at this too. I mean, I'm just basing this bullshit from fucking Lethal Weapon, but they do fucking medical evals. I mean, mental evals on these fucking guys, bro. You should know that you can't put this dude back in the field. Like, they got to start really looking at some of these guys' jackets and being like, dude, sorry, you're done. Like, it's got to be like a one and done situation. If you fuck up, or if you're in a fucked up situation, you might not be able to be mentally like ready. Like, look, we just seen that movie last week, Cherry. Homeboy was fucked up from just watching his boys get ripped up.
Exactly.
Right? So like, maybe that's another thing too. And I just did a show, shout out to K Smythe, but we just did a show about mental health in this country. Mental health is huge. Nobody's even addressing that. So not even, again, to not side with you or saying that I'm, a Blue Lives Only Matter, or Blue Lives Matter, whatever the fucking slogan is, but maybe they need to start being fucking looked at mentally, because we're starting to let our cops in the streets that maybe are not fit to handle this shit.
Got it. But we can't keep like you even said it. The media only shows.
I get that. But also, dude, I get that, bro. But this is like stacking the fucking chip. Forget about the media.
But it's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
In the last 1 year,
okay,
it's been getting crazy. It's been getting like alarmingly crazy. Homeboy in Atlanta, gunned down for a tussle, DUI stop. Okay, homeboy, even though he resisted arrest, and actually both dudes resisted arrest in that situation. Okay.
So what do you want the cop to do?
Don't taser him. You got like fuck.
But the thing. Okay, the guy went in Atlanta. They tasered him. It didn't work because he was a bigger guy. Sometimes taser does not work.
And you motherfuckers need to know fucking judo or start fucking.
Agree. But what I'm saying is still you can't blame the cops if somebody is resisting arrest.
If you're running away, bro, you do not have the right to fucking gun me down. No,
I don't know. You're aiming something back at me. We don't know what he grabbed in the tussle. That's what I'm saying. That's what happened in Atlanta. The guy goes and is shooting something back. Shit.
Listen, I've spoken to a couple of the police sources that I know, bro, and it's just crazy that these dudes are hungry for fucking collars. They're hungry for collars. Bro, you gotta fucking fucking chopper. You gotta fucking call for backup. Like, if you're that scared, bro, listen, the reason why.
But then it's a lose-lose still, because then they'd be like, oh, why is there so many cops here? It's never enough to satisfy people from the outside looking in.
I get that, but the dude, bro. Okay, listen to this. How about let's backtrack a little bit, right? With the Atlanta specifically, and the new fucking Minneapolis bullshit. grab the taser. Okay, if I mean, come on, listen. Let's think about being a police officer as being in war. I got it. Okay, if you're holding, everybody's holding. But there's also got to be a thing that you got to have your wits about you. Okay, he's pointing shit. All right, get down, take cover. Okay, but unless you start seeing fire or light or gunshots, you shouldn't be emptying out magazines and fools. How about that kid, Abdul Diablo, and I might be saying his name wrong.
Yeah,
He got shot like fucking 90 times. Those dudes reloaded.
that was crazy.
There's a
But
problem.
again, but then
There's a
again,
problem.
that's
There's a
what I'm
problem.
saying. That's one isolated incident that it gets
Gotcha.
magnified. But
I understand that.
but nobody. What about the people who kill cops? Nobody gives a fuck about them.
I get. Listen, I'm going to bring up something in a second
That's
because
what I'm talking about.
I get you on that. But what I'm saying is, let's go back to compounding this year. Okay, you got the ATL guy who gets gunned down. You get
One.
well, hold on. You get George Floyd gets gunned down, right? You get a no-knock warrant, okay, that gets kicked down the fucking door. Which, by the way, no-knock warrant should be thrown out the fucking window because you should not be kicking down fucking doors, gun blazing. Okay,
That's not what happened. But go ahead.
we'll paraphrase it. If we want to dig in deeper, we're looking at it. I'm trying to make it short so that I can kind of make a point. Let's say,
but I'm saying, like, we got to. Here's my issue. So I have to cut you off right there.
Please,
because you and I, we have to educate our
I get you.
listeners.
You have a responsibility.
So we can't do what the media is doing.
I
And saying
get it.
just paraphrasing because it has to be.
Let's say there's over 10
facts.
incidents over 1 year.
Okay,
fucking,
so 10 out of 10 out of 10 million stops.
I get that.
I'll take those odds. I'll take them every day.
I don't
Everything's
know,
gonna fall through the cracks. Something's always gonna happen. But
listen to me.
But all right, so those 10 things out of 10 million stops, right? So you got 10 out of 10 million stops. That's less than one, like 0.1%.
Okay.
Cops still get killed more than those 10 instances by the hands of citizens.
I'm not saying that the job isn't dangerous. I'm just saying that it looks like we're not sending qualified people.
But what I'm saying is that we do have.
How do we even know? Like, first of all, some states don't even have, like, they have the option to release body cams, right? So where's the transparency? So we don't even know if it's more. We don't even know it's more.
But all
we
those
don't know what the media grabs a handle on.
All right,
and
let's say it's 100,000 cops kill people. That's still less than 0.0001%. There's 330 million people in America, and if 100,000 people die at the hands of police, which is not true, if it does happen, it's still 0.0001%. Do 100,000 divided by 330 million.
Hold on. Yeah, keep carrying it because I'm gonna look some things up real quick while you talk, because I think it is our responsibility, since we are talking about this and we're trying to open up the discussion, because we do got to educate people. I'm agreeing with you, because I'm saying definitely these guys are dealing with crazy shit. You're saying they do get shot back. They get shot back at an alarming rate. The problem is that the narrative is dangerous, because
that's the problem.
The police are looking like they kill black males more than anything else.
Exactly. And then, like, what people don't want to talk about either is, I get it. It's been this long systematic thing where minority neighborhoods are really poor. Majority of minority neighborhoods are poor. And you have this whole, you have to sell drugs, you have to steal in order to survive, and things along these lines. But we still have to, it all starts in the home. It all starts with culture, having both parents there, not married or in the house, but both parents there. Your father there, your mother there. If they haven't passed away, have some type of father figure or mother figure there. Because for sure, more people statistically grow up to have a better life with both parents in the home. And it's not like that in the minority neighborhoods, and you have people like, you have Candace Owens, which people don't like, who what she's saying, to try to say she's a shill or Uncle Tom, but she just spits straight facts. And why can't we, right, as as the people. So like my boys, any of my Spanish friend, my other Spanish homeboys, or any of the black people who I know, or who are my friends, so they consider themselves black, they grew up in the hood. I'm like, we have to change your mindset in this hood mentality, and this being trapped in this culture of always having to be the victim, always saying that you can't get out, and it's always somebody else's fault. That's why like I love the Kanye West interview that he has with Sway. And in that
I'm still
interview,
listening. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
taking it.
in that interview, he says, they ask him, Sway says, "Hey Kanye, what do you think about the people who say you turned yourself on black culture?" And he says 1,000% I turn my back on black culture, and the reason being is because they always want to blame somebody else for their problems, or always looking for a handout. And I'm just tired of that shit. We can make it. We can do good things, but you let the media, the Democrats don't do a good job of helping shit, but they always supposedly for the little man, and they don't help anybody. So it's a little misleading, and the only reason why I
I
get upset
definitely
with,
think I'm not trying to interrupt you,
yeah,
but I definitely think that there is some things about the culture within the society. I don't agree with everything that was just said. I agree with most of the stuff that you said, but I definitely think that we got to start looking within ourselves and have community leaders trying to help us out. But in the fact of West, my man, you're a fucking billionaire, bro. Even if you're a millionaire, I can't even believe you would say you would turn your back on a fucking black culture. Instead of turning your back, this is the problem. Instead of turning your back, why don't you turn around and help people? This is the
he he
problem.
he does, and he has. But again,
Bullshit,
we
bro.
we
Bullshit, bro. A lot of this stuff is fucking bullshit, bro. Okay, because like,
I again remember
I'm gonna tell you for a second, and you tell me what you think, and then I don't want you to forget what you were gonna say. But like, let's say for example, LeBron James has a basketball camp, right? I get it. It's for the best of the best basketball players because he's obviously trying to help kids, let's say, get to the next level.
uh-huh.
But what about helping just kids play fucking basketball? Period.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like all the courts we know are all fucked up, are all fucking shitty. The rims are garbage. Like, why are we not giving more back? You know what burns my fucking ass when I see a fucking celebrity donate $100,000 and their fucking annual income is like 20 million. It's like, bro, $100,000. That shit is nothing. You're
Yep.
not even helping. And another thing that gets me too is like when I think the rhetoric started, and I'm not trying to point this just to the NBA, but I've been thinking about this lately. The moment that they say that I'm not a role model, I believe that was Charles Barkley who said that.
Yep.
I'm not a role model. Bullshit. You are. Whether you want to be or not, you are. You know why? Because you were someone who came out of a tough system and made it. Everyone else is going to fucking copy the way you roll. You are, whether you want to be or not. Bro, we blow up for Latinos. People are going to be like, damn, man, you remember D, you remember H when they were just grinding back in the day? Yo, I want to be there. Let me watch all their shows. Let me see everything they fucking did and let me copy it. And then we fucking blow up. We're fucking millionaires and we don't even go back to the hood where we were at. We don't even fucking break bread. You know what I mean? Like fucking J-Lo wants to rock. Oh, Johnny from the block. Really? I've never seen you on the block ever. Ever. So these are the things, okay? Community leaders in our
But that's
community
why, like,
around us.
but
We
that's
need
why.
the higher ups need to come back. Michael Jordan. LeBron James has made enough fucking money, bro. Enough money. First of all, I think it's stupid that they stopped playing games. Oh, one game. We stopped one game. Okay, cool. It's like we did our fucking 1D good deed for the day. No, the NBA was done. If I'm LeBron James, I stop playing. So I stop playing. Like
But
we need
like,
to look at this.
but that's the
Let's
issue
look at
that
it.
that's the issue that I had with them. There's no LeBron James coming out and saying, "Hey, listen, we have a big issue in our community. Let's do step by step. Hey guys, if you get pulled over by the cops, listen to the police, record everything from your end. If you live in a community that the police have body cams, request the body cam footage if you feel like something was done wrong to you. But hey, if the cop says, put your hands out the window, step out of the window, put your hands behind your back, just fucking comply. If
I get
you've done something wrong, if they're pulling you over for
well, this is the
expired
thing too.
tags or speeding or whatever the case may be, if you're just sitting in your car in front of your crib and they roll up on you saying, "Give me your ID, get out your car," then you have to ask why. But if there's a specific reason you broke the law or something is going on that you're doing that is wrong, just get out the car, get arrested real quick, or not even arrested. They just for police protocol. They have to put your hands behind your back and handcuff you. Even if you come up with the sweetest person in the entire planet, there's just protocol.
Okay, real quick. I want to. I agree with that statement. I'm also gonna piggyback that by saying, if Homeboy was alarmed and moved into an area where he felt like he wasn't gonna get killed, it might have been in your best interest to not resist arrest. Right?
Exactly.
He was already nervous. If he was already nervous, now let me go to something else. Did you see my man in the military uniform? Okay,
Correct. That's another guy.
pepper spray. Hold the fuck up, though. You can't do that to people. You just can't. I get it. He should have complied. But this is the thing too. We're not lawyers, right? So what I want to do is I want to get my homegirl on here because she's not on it right now. I wish I actually could call her up. I would love for her to tell us right now. But what are my rights when you pull me over? I know my right when I'm arrested is the right to remain silent. I have the right to an attorney. If one's not provided, I know my Mirandas. But what is my fucking right?
Because when you get pulled over,
you know, Jay-Z says that you don't got the right to go into my glove compartment because you need a fucking
a search warrant.
All right, so if you need a search warrant to go to my glove compartment, why in the fuck you don't need a search warrant to go to my car? Because you have probable cause? Probable cause is kind of bullshit. Because
but here's the issue. So if you get
right, so some numbers that I want to share with you, but this is heavy.
So if you get pulled over by the police, right? You can ask them, why did I get pulled over? And they have to tell you why they pulled you over. And then once they tell you why they pulled you over, hey, you were doing 70 and a 55. I need license and registration. You get then you have to give them the license and registration because you're doing whatever the traffic violation or infraction is. You give it over. Now they say they run your license plate. I mean, they run your license, the registration. They say your registration's expired or you have a warrant for your arrest. If normally 9 out of 10, if you have like an expired sticker or anything expired, they normally give you a ticket and say, hey, you have to go into traffic court. You got to fight this and get it over with. Now, if you have a warrant for your arrest or you have a suspended license, you have to
take you with
get out the car. You have to. Then they're going to arrest you. They can put you behind your back. And if you can't have somebody to come pick up your vehicle where you're being arrested, then it gets towed to the impound.
Okay.
So now
I'm gonna say thank God that homeboy had pepper spray, not his fucking gun.
Okay, but now let's say the homeboy who got whatever. I can't remember. I don't know the
uniform.
Got you. But here's one thing: they're rolling up on you from behind your car.
I get that.
Screaming at the top of their lungs for you to get the fuck out of your car.
Wait, hold on. Pause for a second. He was compliant because you said if we say freeze, right? His hands were out. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was concerned also. So he went to a well-lit place because he was worried that his shit was crazy. He was at least complying, but they wanted him out of the vehicle.
Correct. At this point, so you get the fuck out the car.
But wait a minute. At this point, based on what you were saying, right?
Correct.
If it's a traffic stop, right? You don't know if I have a warrant. Okay?
Correct.
No. So if my hands are out, the first thing you should ask me is license and registration. They still want to hit it out. So based on that theory, I don't got to get out the fucking car.
But again, you said it. If he continued to drive, you escalated the situation by continuing.
I talk about it all the time in California, bro. Some of the police, in the way they pull you over, and I'm not trying to interrupt you, bro. I'm not trying to dead the situation. They want to pull you. They want to pull you in the fucking middle, like in the middle of the road. They're like, bro, I'm not. This motherfuckers in California doing like 80, 90. I'm gonna go off. I mean, I wish
but
there
that's
was like
but that's a red flag. But I'm saying
you can punch in like, yo, bro, we're gonna go 10 miles, and I'm gonna pull over so I can feel safe. Because now, where is our safety being regarded? Because now it looks like we only care about the safety of the police officer.
But most police officers who pull you over on the highway say, hey, listen, we're gonna step over a little further this way because there's been a lot of accidents on the highway. So they have a protocol of safety precautions when you're pulling over somebody on the highway.
There's been stupid cheat codes that they fucked that up too, because some cops talk about, hey, I'm gonna put them in the middle, in between the car and the police car to keep us, out of traffic, right? So also you get the dash cam recording, but there's also other motherfuckers that believe that we got hit by a car, we're in the middle, it'll crush both of us, or we'll put them behind us, and now there's no fucking cam, right?
But again, that's still a small number, a small minute.
Okay, let's look at these numbers real quick. Okay, this is wikipedia.org. I'm not saying that Wikipedia is dope because Wikipedia ain't shit. Okay, from 1980 to 2014, the average annually was 64 deaths a year. That's not a lot of police officers. That's not a lot.
A year. Okay.
A year. That's not a lot.
Okay.
So let's look at years, because that's the way we did our, our top 5. We're gonna look at this by year, and the stigma is the year. In 2020, Officer Down Memorial page reported that 180 deaths, okay, was the average a year from 1990 to 2010. But in 2010, it kind of fucked around, and it was like 164 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 200 deaths a year is not a lot. It's not what you were saying, 100,000 to .0000000.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a lot.
I'm talking about police deaths. That
what I meant by that statement is that, let's say it's 64 cops being killed, right? It's still more than an unarmed person, not a person that was armed and that was in a drug or violent offense. That's what the numbers get a little hairy.
Now, look, I was reporting on shit, so I had to slide down a little bit. Again, Officer Down Memorial page reported in 2002, right, 343 deaths. So that's a big jump. So 300, let's say 400. But they were saying that the leading cause of death in 2020 was due to COVID, right? And then followed by 45 deaths by gunfire. So in 2020, 45 deaths of gunfire. Now, this is weird too, because this shit is slid. It's slid. But let's back up again. Let's go to 2019, right? Officers Down Memorial page reports 159 deaths in the line of duty, right? And then in 2019, the same year, right, was gunfire. Gunfire means they got shot by somebody who killed them with a gun, was 48 deaths. So let's say that the average is 50 to 200. A year, okay? Now, I'm going to try to see if I can pull this shit up on the fly.
You got to go down.
Okay, I went to, you could pull up your stats too. I went to statista.com, another fucking shit that might not be original. But in 2017, bro, 92 people were killed by cops. 92 in a month.
Now, right?
That's a lot.
But that's now, but what is it saying? Is it 92 people who were just pulled over and were doing nothing, or they got pulled over, or they were doing a traffic bust, or they were in a bust or chasing somebody down?
So how about this? I see you right now, right? Right now it says 2021. There's an asterisk. We got to dig into this deeper, because we should have been a little bit more prepared, because this is a fucking hot button topic and it's got the whole fucking country going nuts. 2021 in March. That's this year. 49 deaths. So let's bring it down. These numbers are crazy. I can text it to you so you can see it, because the shit is crazy. We're averaging police are killing people at about 100 deaths a month. If you're doing 60 in a year and you killing 60 a month, what in the fuck? That sounds crazy to me.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, let's look this up. We can take time, because whether it's our listeners or we fucking put this shit out there or whatever, like, we got to look at this, because I think that not only is the media fucking hyping us up, but they're hiding some serious fucking numbers. And again, I don't know if this is 100%. I literally just Googled how many cops die annually, how many people die annually by cops. And these numbers are fucking alarming, bro. Alarming. In 2019, 108 people killed. Now, granted, I'm not saying that.
But that's, again, 108 people killed out of 330 million people. Do you right, people don't understand the vast number of people in traffic stops. Go to the average traffic stop. Go to
look it up. Come on, you're better with the computer than I am. You're better than I'm trying to do
USA average.
Come on, we do the Jamie on the show. Jamie, a second. We fucking take a breather here, because we're getting hot. While you look that up.
So 32 million Americans, 32 million are stopped by the police in traffic stops. 32 million. So they killed 100, right? Out of 32 million.
Like that number?
Yeah, that's fine. Listen,
that's not fine.
Peep this. 150 baby boys are killed every day. I mean, every year, 150 boys are killed because of circumcision.
I get it. Listen, 90,000 fucking people die of overdosing, but that's we're not talking about circumcisions.
But what I'm saying is that it's still going to be
killing people.
But
that's crazy.
Those numbers, there is zero across the board of any occupation anywhere that has zero fatality. There's going to be some 1, 2,
Yeah, of
5,
course.
10.
Every
So,
job somebody's getting
but
killed.
what I'm saying is if you have to take the percentage into a thing. If there's
It-
32 million traffic stops and 100 something goes away, and then even in that 100, I still have to see go case by case.
right,
What
we
was
got
the
to look at the
100?
numbers actually. Okay, so look, this is another thing. Again, this thing is citing it officer down memorial page. So obviously
Mhm.
this is a fucking real thing. Okay, FBI reported. Okay, in the line of duty, which means that shit was getting hot.
Mhm.
106 cops were killed in the line of duty in 2018. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Going back to my thing right here, and again, this is not 100%. Let's say it's fucking 80. Bro, what was the number I just gave you?
109.
106. Sorry, 106.
Uh-huh.
And the year was 2018. In January 2018, the police killed 99. In February, they killed 80. In March, they killed 110. In April, they killed 98. In fucking July, they killed 81. I just gave you the annual number of them dying in shit was 100. Bro, there's almost 500 people. So if you use that math, 500 people a year are dying. Granted, you just said, listen, there's a lot of motherfuckers in the building. There's tons.
I
Right?
need to, and then also remember, is it non-violent drug? Are they just getting
Right,
pulled
it's not
over?
offenders. But this is my thing. I understand those stats and they get us down to the nitty gritty. But what I'm saying is 500 to 105 is not the same thing, bro.
But I don't know what those cases are. What if
I
those
get
case? So what if those the cops who killed those 500 people? What if it was the reverse?
Meaning what?
What if it was 500 cops dead and 100 people who lived, whatever, civilians? Because those civilians were able to succeed to kill those police if it was a gunfight.
I
Do you understand what I'm
understand
saying?
the economics of the situation, but at the same token, these numbers are alarming.
No, they're not. To me, they're not. That's so minute. That's like the numbers of COVID. It's so minute. We cannot live your life panicking about something that's fucking minute and minor. You know what's alarming to me? 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's fucking alarming to me. Not
that
point
pisses
zero
you
zero 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 1% of people
That-
dying
that's-
behind
that-
somebody.
That has nothing to do with the government. That has to do more to what you're talking about in culture, and
but-
that we don't fucking.
okay, but what
we
I'm
don't
saying-
teach how to fucking save. No, there's no
Correct.
fucking.
But what I'm
process
saying
for
is that
stuff.
that vast majority, 78% of people in America, so that's way over, that's probably 295 million people live paycheck to paycheck.
A lot of motherfuckers do. Everybody does.
That's
Pretty much.
alarming. If it was 200 million people dying at the hands of the police, it's 100.
I get that.
That's like
I
nothing.
understand that, but I feel like you're trying to make them parallel, and they're kind of sort of, but they're not really. Listen, there's multiple lanes. You just mentioned what was the number? 20%, 10% of kids, or 80% of kids that go on the circumcisions. I forgot what the number was.
There's 150 babies die a year
annually. Okay.
annually.
With all right, so that's probably 1%. If the math is
Less
probably
than
less.
that.
It's probably less than that. But let's say 1% is one lane of kids that die due to circumcision. Another lane is 90,000 people are dying because of overdose. Depression numbers are off the fucking roof. Mental health is out the roof. But the thing is that the discussion, it really is, are the police becoming fucking Judge Dredd, where they are
No.
your fucking jury, judge, and executioner?
No.
That isn't your opinion. I think that they're fucking gun-ho motherfuckers that go into
But
there.
the
fucking
data
break
doesn't
down.
back that up. That's the thing.
That's not true. The data that I showed shows that cops are. You literally
Again-
said that there's more cops being killed than we're being
Again, you're
killed.
showing me.
Killed.
I need
more
to.
than they are.
And
than we
again,
are.
they-
With these bullshit stats.
I need
right?
to
With
see
bullshit stats.
the case. So if the cops go like nobody talks about this. This happened 1 month ago in Nashville,
me.
Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
A cop was totally compliant, pulled the lady over, tags didn't work. Black woman, tags was fucked up. The person who owned the car was her ex-boyfriend or whatever the case may be. The car's in his name. He has 4 warrants for his arrest. He asked her to get out the car. He searches her bag.
I know. We talked about it, right? She
finds drugs. He tells her, "Give me 1 second." Takes the drugs, puts it in the car. Comes back. She's tussling through the bag. When he's walking back to the bag, he says, "Ma'am, you can't go to the bag. I'm not done with that." She says, "Oh, I need my lighter to smoke a cigarette." He lets her get a cigarette. She smokes a cigarette. He continues to look through the bag. He finds a bowl of Coke. He says, "Ma'am, I'm going to have to arrest you." She runs away from the cop around the car like a fucking child, screaming, "Somebody help me! Somebody help me!" When she, first of all, the car has warrants and a bad registration. She has drugs on her. She runs around the car, gets into the driver's seat
of hers or his
of her car.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the car. He says he's fighting with her to get out the car. Ma'am, get out the car, get out the car, get out the car. He's trying to pull her out the car. She leans over to the glove compartment, takes a gun out. He says, "Ma'am, don't put the gun down right now." He tases her. Nothing happens. She shoots him twice. He lights her up 3 times. He falls back on the ground on his knees. She gets in the car, reverses, and takes off. But that's not a story that's in the media. You can go on right now and look it up.
I dig it. Listen, a story that's not getting enough fucking airways. I was telling you this a little earlier. I should have sent you the fucking thing. Police officer, this dude is like the fucking nicest thing ever. Sir, please, traffic stop. I think a lot of this has to do with traffic stops, bro. Traffic stops might need a different unit, might need a different type of person to approach this situation. We might need to get like a SWAT / therapist / I don't know what the fuck to deal with traffic stops, because that seems to be the problem, the traffic stop situation. Talks to homeboy, blah, blah, blah. They're in New Mexico. He says, "Sir, I'm going to need you to come out of the vehicle and come to my joint so we can politic. I'm going to run your stuff, blah, blah." Ridiculous things. As homeboy's opening the door, he realized that homeboy got a fucking sling to an AR-15. Now, this is not hate on AR-15s. That's not the point. But an AR-15 on his lap and shit. Tells the guy, "Listen, I see you have a gun. I'm going to need you to take it off for your and my safety." Homeboy comes around the thing, shoots the cop, leaves him dead. Shot him dead. Gets in the car, drives away. We understand, I believe, I have police officers in my family, that the job is rough. I get that. But in some of these other smaller towns, some of these guys have crazy fucking vendettas. And the problem is that I don't know what in the fuck is going on, but they were afraid of black people. And they're specifically afraid of black males. It scares the fuck out of them. Now, this is another thing I want to cover, and I feel like we went so ham on this, we might have to leave this for another fucking show. I want to clarify something, because I was talking to my missus yesterday, and I think that the American public is fucking confused. First of all, shout out to Uncle Salty for us always talking about this and him helping me understand things better. The Democrats push this whole thing of, or the Democratic messaging is Black Lives Matter. Okay. Yep. That was a terrible messaging, because it only makes people feel like that's the specific group that matters. Okay. In the messaging is not supposed to say that Black Lives Matter. They need to fucking straighten it out. Black Lives Matter when you're being pulled over, you can't fucking kill them. Okay. Now, there was my man. Oh, I gotta stop saying that. There's a guy, Don Lemon, gets into an argument with a sheriff, right? They're arguing back and forth. They're talking about Blue Lives Matter. Don Lemon is another dude that, like Candace Owens, that's looked at as like an Uncle Tom kind of guy, whatever the fuck. I don't know about these motherfuckers like that, because I don't really give a fuck. But the number that keeps on is like a rebuttal, right? Is black on black crime is crazy. Yeah, no shit, black on black crime is crazy. But black on black crime has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, and it also has nothing to do with black people being killed by policemen or police women now. Black on black crime is a totally different thing. Yes, I believe that the true people within the black community are just as upset about black on black crime as they are about police violence on black men specifically. Like, this shit is getting kind of crazy. Like, It just keeps on going more and more and more. I just want to clarify for people, because I think that the messaging of Black Lives Matter has fucked everything up. Because now you got Black Lives Matter, and then all lives matter. You know what the fucking statement should be? Life matters. And life definitely matters. When you're pulling me the fuck over, do not kill me. I also respond to what you're saying. Survive the altercation. Don't do nothing crazy. It is not worth your life for a warrant. It is not worth your life for getting pulled over, and it's definitely not worth your life, bro. If you got your ass whipped, no one even looks at this. I bet you Rodney King went to the bank. Okay, so you could sue the police department. The police department literally have an insurance policy of them bailing people out. So I think the overall message, whether they agree with you or they agree with me, we need to start surviving these altercations, because I'm like you, bro. I am ridiculously compliant because I don't want to get shot.
Exactly. But I just want to make sure that people understand. This is why I can't overreact to small little things. Why I always, if something happens, I like to cover all my bases and make sure I watch the whole video if there's video, and get whatever information is given to me as a whole. Because look at the kid. The kid listens, he doesn't die. The army dude, if he gets out the car and just complies, they just handcuff him. 1, 2, 3. Hey, listen, sir. We got a report of a black SUV leaving this area at a high rate of speed. Your vehicle matches description. That's the reason why we're pulling you over. Hey, I see that you in the army. What's your name? What's your rank? Okay, can you just let's just figure this out. We're gonna get you situated, and you're on your way. Now, everything can be true. The problem I have with some certain people is if it has to be this or it has to be that. Were the cops dickheads? Yes. Should they be trained better? Yes. Should people comply and listen when during a routine traffic stop? Yes. These two things aren't mutually exclusive. They work hand in hand. That's why, I just don't want people to exacerbate certain things. So now to switch it up just a little bit real quick. We're gonna touch it real quick.
Because bro, we're about to strangle each other.
Real quick, because I want to understand.
Shout out to Manny Laura for the love, baby.
And nobody's talking about this, right? Because to me, this is it's nothing to me. It's just a side effect of something. CDC comes out today and says 5,800 people who took the vaccine has been severely hospitalized after being fully vaccinated, and 74 people have died after being fully vaccinated. Why should the world go back on lockdown? Should the world close? Because from what
it's calls for pause. That's what I'm arguing. Because I agree with everything you're saying in context. But that's the thing. Yeah, no, motherfucker, not that we should go back on lockdown, but yeah, motherfucker should not have blanketed immunity. We shouldn't be rushing this shit. Right?
But here's my thing, is what I'm saying.
I should be worried. You telling me to be trust you 100%. This shit is 95%, gonna be good. I'm trying to stop one thing and then I die from another thing that you gave me, that you said you're good, homie. We're complying with you. You Gucci. We're gonna take care of you.
That's but then again, so what's gonna happen is, right, which it's been my fucking MO since all of this, is that 74 people out of 100 million people vaccinated isn't a lot of people.
I get it, but it is calls for pause. That's all I'm saying.
I don't see it that way. It's just a process of effect of something that's to get to the greater good. How many people have died from polio, the chickenpox, the flu?
This is the thing. I think one thing that you might not be looking at, bro. One death is too many deaths, and I get it.
But we can't save everybody. That's humanly impossible. You're asking for some perfection, and nobody and nothing is. You are. If you're saying that one life is too many, you're asking for perfection. It can't work like that.
We're not even valuing one life. We're looking now at the whole.
You have to.
No, listen, there's a thing, okay? And I don't mean to draw it to film, but I love film, okay? Did you see the last Mission Impossible? I know this is going to sound a little cheesy and corny. Alec Baldwin is talking to Tom Cruise. He's telling Tom Cruise is telling him, yo, I lost the plutonium. I fucked up. You know what Alec Baldwin tells him? You know why I fuck with you? Because you value one life. One life is just as important as all the lives. We're picking and choosing what lives matter. And that doesn't mean to say that I'm saying that black lives don't matter or black lives do matter or fucking all lives don't matter or do matter or black and blue, whatever the fuck the statement is for them. All I'm saying is that we're losing. I told you this before, bro. We're losing our sense of humanity. We're losing our sense of compassion. We're losing our sense of community. And I believe that one life does matter. But if you can save one life, you can save many lives. I'm not saying that.
But that is being done.
We're blurring the lines now of the conversation because now we're bringing in COVID stats.
No, but what I'm putting into perspective is that situations are going to go awry.
Yes, shit happens.
They're gonna go awry, and shit happens at a very tiny number that we cannot exacerbate because that is not a commonplace. If you were to tell me 1 out of every 2 people in the traffic stop got killed, That's 50%. Now we have a discussion. But that is not what's going on. And we can't exacerbate the 1, 2, 500 times out of millions, hundreds of millions. So now let's put it into perspective. There's 7 billion people on the earth right now, or 8 billion people on the earth. If 100 million people die, that's still not 1%.
I get that. But it's still, that's a cause for pause like a motherfucker.
But what I'm saying is still not, if it's still not a lot of, out of the totality, that's not a lot.
Look, I get it. Listen, I understand the math of it. You know,
we have to.
I think that the math is a little skewed when you talk about medical issues versus police matters.
I'm not talking. I'm not trying to compare.
I know what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say is that we can't exacerbate small. We can't exacerbate small things that rarely happen. That's the only thing. Well, that's my point. My bottom point is you cannot make small things big because they're not.
I don't know, bro.
We're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go. We are. The society is the way it is right now at this boiling point is because people are reading too much into the media.
I get that. First of all, they should be the most. They should be way more accountable. Yellow journalism is fucking bullshit. The fact that people fucking post shit and write shit that's like partially true, all this stuff. I get that. I just, to not to table it and to round it off. The numbers are concerning when it comes, in my opinion, to police having a difficult time arresting people. I also think that the numbers are different in a different regard when it comes to COVID. I'm gonna tell you this: the United States is in a fucking hot mess. It's in a hot mess with the problems with the border, the problems with immigration, motherfuckers arguing pro-life, pro-choice, motherfucking COVID, police brutality. I'll tell you this: I wrote it in the thing. If Shaw gets off, shit is gonna start burning down, bro. It's gonna get crazy. Motherfuckers gonna start lighting shit on fire.